What's going on, guys? Back at you with another video this week, and in today's video we're going to be doing a bald or skin tight fade, and we're going to be using the razor to shave off the bottom of the hair as opposed to the andis shaver or a shaver. So we're going to start out with the andis MVP with the 000 blade, and we're going to start creating our first guideline. Hope everybody had a good week. I appreciate all the love on the channel. Appreciate you guys sharing and subscribing. Keep hitting that like button, keep sharing these videos, keep subscribing, and get active in the comments, guys. Let me know what you guys want to see next, and also any questions, let me know. I'm thinking about doing a Q&A video, so just get active in the comments and ask some questions. I can collect these questions and make a Q&A video. I've done some of these haircuts before in the past, and I've always told you guys that hair that I leave on the bottom, you can upsell to your customer, as opposed to just taking it off with the clipper and then shaving it with an andis shaver. You can use the razor and charge more. That's an upsell to your customer. Here I'm using the andis masters with the lever all the way open, and we're going to create our second guideline and our point of reference to blend out that 000 that we just created with the andis MVP. You want to make sure you leave yourself enough room so that you can blend out. You have enough room to blend out or blend to that 000. A lot of young barbers, I did it as well when I first started out. You're afraid to raise this particular part of the haircut, and if you don't give yourself enough room to blend, it's just going to constrict the haircut. It's not going to look right. It's not going to look blurry the way you want it to look or your customer wants it to look. So don't be afraid to raise this part of the haircut. The half is your friend. So here you start closing the lever notch by notch. The andis masters has notches on the side, which is why I love that clipper. And you start closing it notch by notch until you work your way down till it's all the way closed, which is the equivalent to the 000. Now there's 1,000 ways to draw a picture. I'm sure a lot of you have heard that analogy before. A lot of people go straight to using the andis T outliner or the T outliner blade with the MVP and the shaver, and they do all those steps in the beginning. I particularly don't like to do that. It creates a hard line, and it's a little bit more difficult to blend out. I can blend it out, but I'd rather do it this way. It saves me time, and in my opinion, it just makes the haircut more seamless, more blurry. And I just blend out the bottom with a T outliner or a outliner blade and the andis shaver, and just gotta be mindful and careful not to raise the fade. You can see here that 0 line is already blended out. It took me no time at all. Now in this haircut, the customer did not want any of the hair on top touched, so I distinguished that it was about a 3.5 on top, and I did that by running the guard on top of the head without the clipper, and it kind of gives you an idea of how much hair is on top. It was about a 3.5, so I've already done the 3 on the sides on this haircut, so you won't see it here. I go straight to the number 2. Which here I'm using the andis magnetic number 2 guard with the lever all the way open, and that's the equivalent to a 2.5. I'm going to start blending down towards that 000. So we'll start closing the lever notch by notch, the same way we did when we're blending out that 0. And we work all the way down to the equivalent to a number 2 with the lever closed. Here we're using the andis magnetic purple number 1 guard with the lever all the way open, which is the equivalent to a 1.5. And we're going to blend right into that number 2. And again, start closing the lever notch by notch, working our way till it's all the way closed, which is the equivalent to a number 1. Here we're using the andis magnetic 0 guard with the lever all the way open. We're going to blend right into that number 1 and close the lever notch by notch until we have it all the way closed, and it blends right into that half. It's a little bit more than a half on the Masters with the lever all the way open. On this side, you're going to see me use the number 3 guard with the lever all the way open, which is the equivalent to a 3.5. And I'm blending right into the top of his hair. Here we're using the andis magnetic number 2 guard with the lever all the way open, which is the equivalent to a 2.5. And we're going to start blending into that number 3 and closing the lever notch by notch as we work our way down, which would be the equivalent to a number 2 when the lever is all the way closed. A little bit of barbershop talk here. Here we're using the andis magnetic number 1 guard with the lever all the way open, which is the equivalent to a 1.5. We're going to start blending into that number 2 and working our way down till we have it all the way closed, which would be the equivalent to a number 1. You see, as I get to the lower guards, I start using more of the corners of my blade, just being mindful not to raise the fade. And here we're using the andis magnetic 0 guard, the lever all the way open. I'm going to blend right into that number 1. As you can see, I'm not really digging, and I'm using more of the corners of my blade. Just keep in mind, guys, not to raise the fade as you get in those lower guards. Same process, we're going to close the lever notch by notch until we work it all the way closed and blend right into that half. Here we're back using the andis magnetic number 3 guard. We're going to start blending out the back of the hair. We have the lever all the way open, which is the equivalent to a 3.5, and we're going to work it all the way closed until it's the equivalent to a number 3. Here we're using the andis magnetic number 2 guard with the lever all the way open, which is the equivalent to a 2.5, and we're going to work it right into that number 3 that we just established. Closing the lever notch by notch until we have it all the way closed, and it's the equivalent to a number 2. Here we're using the andis magnetic number 1 guard with the lever all the way open, which is the equivalent to a 1.5, and we're going to blend it right into that number 2. Also want to tell you guys, you must have a brush or a comb in your hands at all times. That is Barber 101. As you can see, every couple passes, I'm using my brush. It just gives you a clearer picture of what you're doing, and you can see the blend coming together easier. Here we're using the andis magnetic 0 guard with the lever all the way open, and we're blending right into the number 1, and then we're going to close that lever notch by notch until we blend it all the way down into the half. Now I'm using my andis T outliners. You can see the lightest part of his hairline is in the very center. So I want to match it to that part, being mindful and very careful not to raise his edge. Here I'm using Tomb 45 shave gel. You can get yours at www.tomb45.com. I've talked about it before. It is the best shave gel on the market. It's made by barbers for barbers. The ingredients are superior to any other gel on the shave market, in the industry or in the market. And you can see here, I'm literally going to shave this hair off with zero preparation. All I'm doing is applying the gel. There is no hot towels, and I'm just shaving the hair off. Again, this gel will not dry up on you. It's got vitamin E in it. It's got glycerin in it that won't allow it to dry up. It's got aloe vera, helps rebuild the skin, prevent any redness or irritation, any razor burn. I mean, it's a no-brainer. And $6 for 8 ounces. You cannot beat it. Again, www.tune45.com. You can get yours and experience the difference. You see, it just comes off just like butter. Not using any special razors or anything. I'm using Dorcos. The proof is in the pudding. Now, after I use the razor or I do this step, I usually get my andis T outliners, and that's how I'll blend out that line that I have between the 000 and the where I shaved the client, where I shaved the hair off. If you have any trouble getting a line out, just turn the masters the other way around as if you're edging the person and just go up and down, and that usually does the trick to get any pesky lines out. As you can see, I really didn't have any trouble here. Just blends right in seamlessly. Again, here I'm using the 245 shave gel so that I can edge up the client in the front. Again, guys, I appreciate all the love on the channel. I appreciate the growth. Keep subscribing, keep sharing these videos. Make sure you hit that like button. Get active in the comments. Like I said, I'm thinking about doing a Q&A video. So the more questions I can collect through the comment section, I can answer some more questions for you guys. Maybe I'll do one with another barber. You guys give me some suggestions. Here I'm just doing the touch-up work, just cleaning up the client's neckline and using the andis shaver in the back. So here's your final product. As usual, I really appreciate your time, and I'll see y'all next week with another video.